in this series, and today we have Miguel Acosta, and he will present something about GENESYS and how to use. So I give the word to Miguel. Before he start, I really appreciate that. Please keep muted. Just write some of your questions in the chat. I will merge all, or otherwise at the end of this session, you also will be able to unmute yourself and ask directly to Miguel. So thank you very much. And Miguel, please go ahead.
Okay, Anna, thank you. Hello for everyone. I'm Miguel. I'm working at CIAT with coordination of documentation, and one of my work is try to update GENESYS and maintain with uploading the data. I want to share my screen, and you confirm if you can see.
Yes, Miguel, just put in presentation mode, please.
Okay.
Yes,
excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I close my video camera for avoid problems with connection. And if you have a question, you can tell me, okay? So for start this presentation, the title I put is unlocking the power of GENESYS is for enhancing GenBank management and access. Yeah, and this is our contact, my personal contact, and our IT CIAT contact when you can write for if you need to clarify something about this presentation. So the roadmap, I have this roadmap. First is a quick introduction to GENESYS. My idea is not to repeat the presentation that was made from the previous week from GENESYS team that made to Cristel, but the idea is continue and to implement other tools about GENESYS. This is the first point. The second point is how to share for a particular crop and analyze in maps. This into GENESYS platform. We can make a filter with specific crops, understand how easy to conserving this accession and how to make a map on GENESYS and save the map and download the data. The third point is how to use a subsetting tool to select accession by abiotic variables. And the fourth point is how to upload images in a bulk. In this case, I want to show an R function for uploading images in a bulk. And final point is 5 is an example report with R. GENESYS has an R library. The name is GENESYS R. And we can do a reproducible example for us. All the codes are available on my GitHub, and you can, in the reference of the presentation, you can see this data. Okay, we're going to start with GENESYS. So it's important go to GENESYS, and for unlocking the old tools is important make login. You can go to GENESYS in this link and login. So please log in into GENESYS. Maybe wait 10 seconds for go to GENESYS and for login. Yeah, this is for unlocking the all tools. Okay, go to GENESYS. Give me a second. And if you are logging on GENESYS, you can log out in this part and go to login. And if you don't have account, you can create account, or if you can Google account, first you can click in this part and login. In my case, I have a local account, and I press this and I login. Yeah. So if you are logging, we can continue. I want to tell you how GENESYS take the data. GENESYS take the data from different sources. But for example, the principal sources maybe is an Eurisco. Eurisco has 400 European collection of plant genetic resource, 400 institution. They have 2 million of accession. GENESYS go to the Eurisco, take the data, and put into the GENESYS platform or web page. It's a little different because about CGRs and NAIRs, because the CGRs have the data in our database, in your own database, and put the data into GENESYS and continually update. And finally, GENESYS merge the old data of Eurisco, CGRs, NARs, and other centers, and make a plan for understand the plant genetic resource. Currently, GENESYS have 4 million of accession, more than 4 million of accession. This is the number. More than 400 that data set, and more than 500 explore and data set. And this is the map of the full accession under GENESYS. So we can go to explain how to use a subsetting tool for select accession by abiotic variables. The subsetting tool is like the name says, a tool made from GENESYS team for create scenarios about abiotic factor. For example, know what accession can grow under this condition. For example, drought stress, flood stress, heat stress, soil indicator, and crop specific indication. Today we're going to make an example, a short example, how to understand how to get accession of beans, CIAT collection with drought stress and soil indication are good for us. For example, we can continue to GENESYS, maybe what happened, escape, go to GENESYS, and remember that you need to have login, go to accession data. If you change your language, for example, if you are French, Arabic, you can change in this part. In my case, we're going to continue with English. Accession data, page for data, manual filtering, in this case, manual filtering. Go to Holding Institute. In this case, we want to make an example from CIAT collection bins. Go to CIAT, write CIAT. You can write CIAT or FAO views code. It's the same. Press enter. And continually, we can see the collection of the CIAT, beans, foragers, and cassava. Click on beans and go to the beans collection. And the next click is from subsetting tools. Go to subsetting tools. And we can choose a specific variable for abiotic condition. For example, in this part, say that this tool only consider 23,000 accession because this is 23,000 accession has coordinate. If the accession doesn't have coordinate, this tool doesn't run. We can select drought stressed, and in this box is loading, maybe 1 minute, 53 seconds for loading. Is a little time, but the idea is select these two abiotic variables, is drought stress, and into the drought stress select total precipitation, and into soil indicator select the content of pH, acidity of alkalinity soils. Yeah, go to GENESYS, maybe it's loading. Okay, loading drought stress, select total precipitation, and continue with soil indicator. Like I said, this take a little time, 1 minute. this loading. And when we select these variables, we can make a subset of data, and according this condition, GENESYS suggests us a group of accession for working. Maybe this is a principal tool, an interesting tool for start to selecting accession for breeding. Maybe it's a question. It's a good tool for start for know what accession we have are in GENESYS for start breeding according this filter. Okay, continue with GENESYS. We can select pH. This is for acidity or alkalinity condition of the soil. And if you need advanced filters, you can select this part and select maybe more short filters. Yeah, for your variables, maybe in this part if you want. In my case, I want to use in general terms. Okay, pH and total precipitation. We can generate the subset. This is the two variables, and generate 2 or 5 sets of accession. So this process is so fast. And this box say that the CIAT beans, remember that we make a filter of only of CIAT beans. CIAT bean, according with these two variables, this process make 3 groups. In this box, specify the number of accession and principal values of each set of data. And this pie plot, if you put the click, you can select one set and say you what is the number of the accession. For example, the set 1 have more than 9,000 accession. The set 3 have more than 3,000 accession, and the set 2 have 9,800 accession. You can see the summary interpretation. For example, if I go to select my accession according with draw stress, for example, say that the set 2 have the maximum precipitation, and the set 3 have the minimum value of precipitation. According with soil indication, we can select the set 2 if we need accession that growing under this condition of pH, or the set 1 for accession for so acidity soils. It's according whatever you want. In this map, we can see the subset plot. Maybe go to back. Okay, each color is a subset. For example, we can activate and deactivate. Blue is subset 1. This is the accession. Orange subset 2. This is the accession, and subset 3 the accession. Maybe you can see in this part of Colombia is a mixture of the subset. Very interesting. If you can click on see plots, you can't see the plots about your variables. For example, the how to precipitation do in a years for each set. For example, activate or deactivate in this one, in this part. Maybe you need the mean, the minimum, or maximum value. You can select in this part. And for the other variable, you can see a box plot for these values. So if I need select one subset, I go to click in this pie. Maybe I want to select the set 3, number 3, because I want this accession for my research or for my colleagues. This is the accession, the list of the accession. They show the passport data, principal passport data. You can see holding institute, access number, common name, the name of the accession, taxonomy, crops, country of origin, or provenance of material, coordinates. Oh, this is the principal row of passport data. And like this is a bulk, a massive accession. GENESYS provide a tool for select accession, maybe a random selection about this subset. If I want only a core collection, because maybe in this list of accession, I have a core accession, or maybe manual selection if I want a specific accession. In this case, I want to select random selection, maybe 20 accession. The maximum is 15. 20 accession, generate, and GENESYS select a random 20 accession from this list of the subset number 1. Okay, this a little time. I spend a little time. Oh, okay, I have a problem. Maybe wait. No, what happened? No, I have to cancel. Oh, this is the subset 3. The accession, maybe the same result. Yeah, the same result. And randomly only 10 accession for avoid error. Yeah, run well. This is the 10 accession. Select the randomly 10 accession, and I could, if you see my list, I don't have accession for my list, but I pressed add to my list in this box in my list. Add to my list is automatically changed into my card, and I could the request material from the Genebank. In this case, it's CIAT. And if you say the all accession are on the back in the green background, and this is for say that is available for distribution, I can put my data into personal information and make the requesting. But in this case, I don't need this material. I don't continue with this part. So this is the interesting tool, an interesting tool for select the accession according principal abiotic variables. You can testing with other tools, for example, with heat stress, photoperiodic indicator. Maybe you want to select accession. And you need more information about this tool, you can click in this part and go to see the full user guide. How is principal variables, how say, for example, average vapor pressure deficit, for better understand, and maybe an example, but it's a little long, but it's a good guide. So you can see. Okay, I invite you to testing this tool for select your accession. Maybe if you want for a specific condition, you can make a good filters and select the accession. And this is the work, the team work of develop this tool. Okay, we can go to the presentation. The next point of the presentation is how to. Okay, I forget this point. How to get a particular map, filter or crop, analyze map. Okay, go to GENESYS using English. Go to accession passport data. go to manually filtering and select the crop for beans, only for beans, apply filters. And we have this institute that has a material about beans. We can select CIAT. And if I go to map in this part, this is the accession that has coordinate about only from CIAT. But if I want to compare it with other center that has beans, we can save this map. For example, CIAT beans, beans, maybe color, maybe red, and save. Yeah, and this is was saving. I have others. Okay. And we can change my filters. Go to manual filterings or maybe overview. Wait, manual filterings. Go to Holding Institute. Delete CIAT. And continue with the all beans on CIAT, on GENESYS. Sorry. I will select, for example, beans from BRA. And go to map. And this is the accession of beans collection of this institute. Go to map. Okay, go to map. Remember map. This is BRA beans, and put other color, and we can save. Yep, and I save other beans maps. We can activate, and automatically we can see the accession, for example, of CIAT. For example, I been for Belgium. We can see in this part, and you can compare of bean collection, the institute, how institute conserving the material, and compare, for example, from origin of the material, why is more in Latin America. In Europe, we have a full collection, but for example, this is only for the blue. The blue is for Belgium. From Bulgarian, excuse me, for Bulgarian beans. But CIAT doesn't have these seeds. CIAT have a close beans from North Macedonia, but doesn't have from Bulgaria. Yeah, why? I don't know, but it's a good tool for understand maybe a collection for one crop. Yeah, for one crop. We have other BRA beans, and when you select your accession, you can download maybe only BRA accession. You can go to this circle and download the KML. You can download. This is a little time spent, but this is a few accession. It's so fast. And you can open into your PC according if you have a specific program. In this case, I have a Google Earth. You click, and GENESYS may automatically the points about this accession. If you can see, this is the point of accession, and each marker has a name of accession. If you can see, this is marker. This is from accession from the center, from BRA 00A. So this is an interesting tool for get the data, and you can make other analysis with this tool. Okay, this is stop, but okay, I went to close. Did I show you how to this? Okay, we continue with the presentation. The 2 and 3 point was completed. The 4 point is how to upload images in a bulk. Okay, in this case, I go to GENESYS. GENESYS, I go to R, but until I need to show you how to upload images into GENESYS. For upload images on GENESYS, we normally use a FileZilla software. This is a FTP solution. In general terms, we want to connect to the server, to the GENESYS server, and copy and paste of folders or drag the folders into my own servers into GENESYS server, like this part. Okay, to open the full screen to better explain. This is my personal, my computer folders. We have a folder for each accession, G1, G2, G100, G10, and I need to access to GENESYS with my user, with my permission, and put the images, copy in this part, drag, and paste in this GENESYS server. We need to request connection, get token from GENESYS, and copy the folders. We develop a function, and the CIAT IT team develop a function how to do this process more fast, more efficiently, and for one image take 8 seconds, 8 or 7 seconds for uploading. So I want to show you how to do this. Go to RStudio, and the first I want to tell you something about this accession. I want to update this file accession, put photos or picture on GENESYS. Yeah, we can. The first step is select the accession, maybe reset the filters, accession data, passport data, go to Holding Institute. This is Holding Institute. Go to CIAT, apply filters, bins collection, and accession number. Paste my previous copy and apply filters. This is half file accession. If you go to images, you only see the images about the seats. But I want to update images about the pod. Yeah, you can see the file accession and the file picture. And the idea is update a massive file accession picture about the pods. How to do it? This with RStudio and with connecting with FTP process. So we can maybe you can see my screen. This more zoom. Okay, I have the in the first part I want to show you how to update one picture, and the next part is how to update the file accession picture. So you can go to using this library is for HTTP connection, web connection. We can select the file path. In this case, I have my accession under this in this folder. The name is test images. I have a folder for each accession, like the same for the FileZilla process. But with this function, we can update a picture. We can run this part. Okay. This is for checks of the path exists. This path is well writing. Is true. This is exists. And the next part is how to upload images. We can to local file. This is my files, and how to paste into the GENESYS server. We can access to GENESYS with this part. If you remember view, call 003 ACN and go to the accession. If you can return to my presentation. Okay, it's not this part. You can see maybe in this part, this is remote sites, views, call 003, and ACN, this is accession, and enter it contain the accession folder names. So we can make the same with the RStudio. I wait to entry into this accession and paste the name of the accession of the folder or the file, sorry, and copy and paste, and you can need to put your user password. In this case, is my user, and my password I put in other times, and run this function, and all is well. Okay, I want to change my RStudio for put my password and show you how to run this. Okay, I run in this case, and was running and was connecting, and finally the messenger is okay. When this image was updated into GENESYS, we can go to GENESYS, and remember the name of session is G6669. Go to GENESYS, and if you can reload this page, we can see a new images of G669. Is this one, G669, and have two picture, and we can go to the folders, and the accession is this picture are the same that the accession was uploading. This is only for one images, but the idea is make a function for update many picture in an easy way. So we can show you how to do this on R. Continue with my R script. We can continue, clean my desktop, and for update file accession picture, I want to delete this new picture for update file picture in only one way. Okay, I want to delete. Okay, the process was doing. You load in this part to delete these images, only the pod image of the G6669. I'm using RQL structure. RQL is for testing web connection. It's so simple. You can put call and your user and your password. This is part of my password. Put your function delete for delete, and go to the remote server, select the accession, select the picture, and delete. Okay, I can to say you that we have only 5 images for this accession, 6 images, and with this function we can update the other 5 images about the pod. Okay, we can see how to run this function. This function, if you say, I have my images in these folders, G997, this is the folders. Okay, where is the folder? The folders, on my computer, personal computer. So we can select these directories. So select the Basel local path. This is test images. Test images contain each folder of my image. We can read the accession name with this function is leardir. Okay, I need to activate string. Maybe it's part. No, activers. Okay, I need to activate one library. Activate family. Okay. And run this part. Yes, of course, run well. And the Genesis name of my accession are this. This is the Genesis name. This is for in the function iterate according this folder and continually go to Genesis, put the new images, continue with the other folder, go to Genesis, paste the image, it continually in this way until finalize it. So we come the base local path in my images, like I say. My remote path is like Genesis server path. Yeah, views call 003 ACN. Remember the same that I'm using for FileZilla. Enter. I need to my folders and user and my password. Okay, I change in I change another time for show you. And this is the function. The function is a little simple, maybe 10 lines for code. Is go to, like I say, go to each folder. The function running in this way is go to each folder, pasting images, each folder, copy each image and paste into Genesis. And continually is in the same way for each folder. Yeah, this process but is automatically and is more fast than using FileZilla. Maybe if you want to explain this function, it's so easy. You can go to the full path, select the accession, only select the accession that have a .jpg because the picture have this format. If you see the picture have this format, and you can select only these files. And if an error, what happened? Maybe this function say these messages, this error. That, for example, error uploading file number 1, file number 2, file number 3. Yes, of course. And when this is a core of the function, and with these 3 lines of code, we can get the time for spend running this function. Is like a clock. The clock make tick tock. For example, tick for start the time and tock for when the process was finalized. Tock or close the timer. Okay, well, I want to put my password. Okay, this now and running this function, and you can see how to update in a massive way images into Genesis.
Miguel, are you there?
See? Yeah. No, give me
Because
a
we
second.
didn't listen you for some moments.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. And give me a second. I have a little problem with my script, but I try to solution.
So we already had a comment from Obina, and he was asking if we have our script at the end. And I already, and Miguel after in the end also can explain better, but he already shared that he have a GitHub area where he put all the scripts. And I think if you need some help, Obina, I think the best is to contact Miguel directly later on. So this is very normal to happen when you are dealing with bioinformatics and informatics. If you are not in a place where the energy is stable, like in the institute, it's very often, even within the institute, there is always this probability that more you are uploading and more you are doing, that the things are slower.
Yeah,
So
I have
that's
a
just
problem with, yes, and I have a problem with my function. Maybe
yeah,
something
just
want
continue with the
change.
PowerPoint and see if
Okay.
it runs, because sometimes it takes, or even if needs to close, just close it, because this is normal.
Okay, and okay, I have, but the idea is show this function. I don't know what happened with this function. I testing the last night and run so well, but the time lapse was for this 5 picture in 38 seconds. In 38 seconds for uploading these 5 pictures, and the last month I'm testing this function with 188 picture, and the time was 21 minutes. 21 minutes for uploading of these images. So, Anna said, if you want to learn how to do this with your own data images, I can test you and contact with us for using this tool, that this is more fast that using FileZilla. Maybe if you have 100 images or 15,000 images, I don't know, we can to use for working more fast. Continue with the presentation. And the next, this is my GitHub. In my GitHub, you have find all the information. In this part is how to do an report with RStudio. Like I say, GENESYS team make a art library. The name is GENESYS Art. You can see the full documentation in this part. And how running this example is go to GENESYS, login, select a specific crop, and you can make the analysis of this crop. So we can, this is the script, but we can run the script one by one for replicate this tool. So we can go to my R, go to this other sheet, and we can, if you have tidyverse or leaflet, you need to activate. If you don't have, you need to install. It's better for GENESYS R, it's better install the GitHub developer version. So you can click in this part, and the first part is logging into GENESYS. With our GENESYS, we can log in this part. This open a new window. You can select initial of session authentication. This say the authentication was complete, and we can return to R. This is my token for this work and for the connection with the API library with the API services into GENESYS. If you can see your data, you can put GENESYS to point me and click, and you can see your data. This is my email and my data. You can clean, and we can select only the accession that that has not non-historical accession. So create an object for historic accession that when historic accession is false, because historic is a Boolean variables. It's a Boolean variables. So true or false. In this case, we can select the false. We can select the accession that has coordinates or reference is true. Select, and in this part we can select the genus by genus filters. We can, the example was made with cassava or manioc. Manioc is the genus name of cassava. We can press running this, make the filter, and with this line we can check how is the request from the GENESYS server. How make my request from? We can see this. We can say the request historic false, geo that have reference true, and taxonomy give me the taxonomy manioc. Okay, this is the requesting to the server, and with this function we can get the accession. Maybe this is 2 seconds elapsed, maybe according with my Wi-Fi velocity, maybe going to run. But I need to run this part. Okay, GENESYS. Maybe this is running, and okay, it's running, it's connecting, and yeah, the time elapsed was 2.14 seconds. We have downloaded the data from more than 8,000 rows or accession. This is the time for download. It's so fast connection. And we can see this how the IST code conserving this material. For example, the principal is called 003, more than 3,000 accession. The second is BRA 004 with this number of accession. You can order this this table, and with RStudio with tidyverse library, we can make different plots. For example, like this. Different plots for understand the data. Maybe this is the number of accession with coordinates of manioc on GENESYS. Remember the filters. Accession non-historical that have coordinates and according with genus manioc. Other plot that we can do is about each institute. For example, the origin country of each accession. We can put this, and we can say the accession for country of origin. For example, Brazil, more than 2,000 accession, that origin of Brazil. Colombia, close to 2,100 accession, and this is the data from country of origins about the cassava of the GENESYS manioc genus. But if you see in this part, more than 1,000 accession, in this part, more than 1,000 accession doesn't have country of origin, but they have coordinates. Yeah, so this is maybe an opportunity for make accuracy this data, because we have the coordinates. If you have the coordinates, you can geolocalize this point and extract the country of this point. So we can continually for analyze this. We can select the accession, that has coordinate but don't have a country of origin. For example, we can see this map. I need to activate this library. Okay, this is the maybe problematic accession. Go to Zoom. No, go to web page. Okay, yes, opening other. So this accession has coordinate but doesn't have a country of origin. For example, if you see this accession, is fall out into Zambia, but if passport data doesn't say about this. Only has the accession name, the ISTIT code, but doesn't have a country of origins, but has a coordinate. Yeah, this is maybe an first step for data curation, and you can see in other cases. For example, in Brazil, we have all these points. We have a accession name, ISTIT code name, coordinates, but we don't have the country names. Why? I don't know, but it's an opportunity for make better for the curation, for put better data into GENESYS from this accession. Yeah. This is maybe, and this is the list of the institute that contain this accession. For example, BRA004 contain 800 accession that this accession has coordinate but don't have country of origins. And this is the description of the other INS code. So we can save in this map. In this case, you can export, save as a web page. Maybe save into into my test folder, accession, auth without country. Country we can save and save HTML in this format. Go to this, and this is the map, and we can send to your boss, to your partner, your researcher, I don't know, whatever you want send, but for understand this data. And remember, this session has coordinate but doesn't have a country of origins. You can extract this point and say that, and if you see this point fall on into Colombia, into Ecuador, into Venezuela, and into each country. Okay, you can close. And the next part is how to select a specific accession from a field, from a specific institute. In this case, I want to filter from Colombia. Accession from Colombia, from CIAT, excuse me, is the more than 3,000 accession. With this filter, we can select only accession conserving of CIAT and make a map for better understand the data. And running, you can see a map. We can go to the browser. This is a CIAT collection, Cassava. You can change with different base map for better understand the data. Maybe for collecting a new material for the accession. Maybe the accession are so close on a river. Other accession is so close, more high accession like the mountains. If you can see the access ways, how to access this way. Maybe the river. Where is the river? This is a river. Yeah, it's a river. And the accession for and if you access to the accession, you select other base map, and you can select this way for maybe try to collect in a new material or collecting a specific condition of this material. And other way is using of the terrain. And we can to show this is a more plain zone. This is a mountain zone of the accession. So this is only, you can change this button for the map whatever you want. In this case, I select only 3 options for better understand the map, because one base map is difficult to get all data from mountain, from river, from streets. Yeah, you can select and maybe thinking about a new collection, a new opportunity of collection. Yeah, okay. And this is in this part. And next, go to analyze the sum stat. What is that? Sum stat of the accession. Sum stat of accession. Remember that the sum stat is according to file descriptor. This is the file descriptor, MCPD. This is the name of the each column, file descriptor, and sum stat is according to biological status of accession. This is the code of the accession, and I need to transform. If I have 100, is equal to wild. If I have 300, is equal to land raised, and the same case. So we can go to RStudio. If I count the accession sum stat of CIAT, we can have this number: 100, 300, and 400. And N is the number of accession. So we can change 100 wild, 300 land races, and 400 breeding material. So we can run this part, and if you see, they change, create a new column with these values, and I can to do a plot for better understand the data. Yeah, you can better understand the data if you see the numbers. For example, wild 242, 242, breeding material. Okay, this is an error. Breeding material. No, this is breeding material, yeah. Breeding material is 400, and traditional cultivar is the, yeah. And you can export the image and save for make a report. Other, in the same way that we develop, you can select others. Okay, we can select other genus. For example, the genus Tritricum. We can filter with the genus Tritricum, check the JSON requesting from the GENESYS API. We can select the historic accession and reference true, and taxonomy only genus Tritricum. Yeah, we can select, download the data with these functions, and this running, and the time consuming, and maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds for get the full data about the Tritricum. This is 13 seconds for download. This is more than 100 accession. 100 accession in the request. You can count in the same way, count the principal institute. For example, MEX 002 have more than 36,000 accession of the Tritricum. Next to USA, Lebanon, and the other institute code, you can see, you can make the plots in the same way. So maybe it's better organize some text, but is a good tool for understand. In this case, it's the same data, MEX 002, USA. In the second one, Lebanon, yeah, in this way. We can filter only for accession from Mexico, maybe, and make a map. But this is change. We can change the map. And if you don't want the red color, if you like maybe purple, you can put the purple color, and the point change the color whatever you want. Other example is like Musa, but it's the same like the others. But I developed a filter, an advanced filter in this case. How to select different crops, different genus, excuse me, different genus. So you can put in a list, for example, Stylosantes, Musa, Phaseolus, and Tritricum. Yeah, we can select this filter, check the JSON requesting. You can historic false, reference true, that give me the all accession have coordinates, and taxonomy is Stylosantes, Musa, Phaseolus, and Tritricum. Yeah, we can run this part. Maybe 20 seconds. It's more fast. Yeah, 20 seconds for this requesting, and how many accession have this condition. More 119,000 accession. 190,000 accession have this condition on this crop. We can code for by genus. Tritricum, Phaseolus, Stylosantes, and Musa is the same. This is the number of accession of each genus. We can make a plot. We can make a plot for better understand. Maybe it's a little advanced plot, but you can see how data GENESYS have about this genus. Musa, Phaseolus, Stylosantes, and Tritricum, according with each institute. We can see the data, save the plot, and continually other analysis. And finally, this is finally, okay, this is the finally plot, the finally slide. Okay, Anna, this is the finally. Thank you for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, everyone. We already passed 4 minutes, the time. But if you have any question, please just unmute yourself and ask to Miguel. If there is no questions, this seminar is over and you can contact Miguel for any question. So as I mentioned here in the chat, these will be made available to everyone. So if you have also any question, you can contact us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miguel, for the excellent presentation.
Okay, Anna.